How much will 10 million Shiba Inu coin be worth by 2025? Cryptocurrencies have had a rough time lately. What with the massive price dip that happened at the beginning of 2022? Ethereum lost thousands in value. Bitcoin lost tens of thousands. Both found their prices halved by mid-January, and the rest of the market did no better. Shiba Inu saw its price go from 40 millions of a dollar down to 17 millions and shocked everyone. But you can't keep a good doggo down, and Shiba Inu has been back on the rise lately. Once again, this has got people talking about the potential for the coin to reach the moon. So let's look at whether or not this is a possibility. What will 10 million Shiba Inu tokens be worth in 2025? What needs to happen in order to make it possible, and how will the price look over the next few years? As always, I'm going to answer these questions and much more, so don't you go anywhere. And remember that the best way to stay updated on all the news that you don't want to miss out on about getting rich through Shib is to subscribe and ring that notification bell to make sure. Of course, I also have to remind you that I'm not a professional financial advisor and that there is always risk whenever you invest in cryptocurrency or anything else for that matter. And you should always be vigilant and do your own research. But with that said, and if you're all finished subscribing, let's jump in and see what's happening. Alright, so the price. At the moment, the price of Shiba Inu has been fluctuating in the mid-20 millions to the low 30 millions of a dollar. Now this has been a marked improvement since January, where it had crashed all the way down to just 17 millions of a dollar. But not quite as amazing as when it cracked back through the 30 millions range last week. Overall, the coin does seem to have the beneficiary of some very bullish behavior on the part of the whales. And I gotta say that the coin just became the most traded coin in the world for the top 1,000 whale wallets on Ethereum's ERC20 network. This speaks to the incredible popularity of the canine currency, as we all know that Ethereum has big problems with its fees at the moment, which is why so many dApps are launching on other networks instead, and why Shiba Inu has plans of its own to deal with that. But more on that in just a moment. So, can Shiba Inu really hit some dramatic milestones by 2025? Well, there are many things that we need to think about right here. I'm going to be as straightforward as I can with you here and say that it's very unlikely at the moment that we'll see Shib reach anything over 1 cent by 2025. Now before you start hammering rage into the comments below, let me explain why that is and what's in the way, as well as what projects are in place to fix it before it becomes a bigger problem. Okay, so the first thing to consider if you're an investor, or just a lurker in fact, is that Shibarium is well on the way. This is something that's going to mean huge improvements for Shiba Inu, as the problem with modern crypto and the market in general is that most cryptocurrencies are just currencies. This used to be fine and all, but as the entire space became more and more legit in the eyes of Joe Public, especially with certain governments flexing on how they can just take your money even if you disagree with them, it becomes more and more necessary for cryptocurrencies to show that they have some kind of real-world application. What this means is they need a way to use them for something besides just being a stock that goes up and down. Shiba Inu, as many of its detractors will be quick to remind you, began life as just a meme coin, a joke based on another meme coin, Dogecoin, which itself was a parody of Bitcoin. So people expected to just float around in obscurity and wait for it to become irrelevant. That didn't happen with Shib though, and that's mostly because the development team are committed to changing and improving the entire crypto space in whatever ways they can. The doggy dollar is the beneficiary here of an enormous amount of goodwill, yes, but also a boatload of projects that are going to be helping it out. It's running on Ethereum, of course. As I alluded to earlier, there are major problems with Ethereum's ERC20 blockchain because of its current design. The proof-of-work model that it uses relies on miners and powerful mining PC rigs to perform the calculations to verify transactions. That causes huge suctions of power from the grid and takes a very long time, making transactions slow, unfriendly to the environment, but also, crucially, far too expensive to be feasible to most investors out there. The gas prices you have to pay are ridiculous, outweighing even the value of what you're trading sometimes. It's made people really disconnected from Ethereum, and its creator, Vitalik Buterin, is well aware of this, hence why he's working on replacing proof-of-work with another model for Ethereum 2.0. The new model is proof of stake, and centers around people staking their tokens into the chain's liquidity pool to facilitate and verify transactions. This is a smart idea, as it yields rewards for the stakers similarly to how miners accumulate coins, but also it results in fast and more environmentally friendly transactions. But how does Shiba Inu figure into all of this? Well, Shib's dev team has been hard at work on Shibarium, a Layer 2 blockchain edition that can exist on top of Ethereum's chain. The Shibarium will be offering all of the same improvements that we can expect from Ethereum 2.0, but without having to wait so long for Ethereum to get its finger out and make it happen. Fortunately, Shiba Inu has a ton of liquidity, though we'll come to whether or not that's great for the future, and can produce fast, efficient transactions with no need for a major overhaul. The creation and implementation of Shibarium will make Shib one of the most viable coins in the world, giving it actual value as a means of conducting transactions, which is going to cause the price to improve. Well, the problem there is, while the price will rise, it won't really be able to get much closer to what we need it to be by 2025. Now this is because of the biggest problem that Shib still has, the same problem I've been talking about for a while now, the supply. I've mentioned previously that Shiba Inu supply, which currently stands at a completely insane 550 trillion tokens, previously double even that, is the single biggest thing holding the price back from really shooting to the moon. The really high supply means that despite its very high market cap, each individual token is too easy to come by, and thus demand is in the toilet. Anyone who wants to buy some Shib can, and so the price is peanuts. In much the same way as Joe Biden's embarrassingly bad first year as President of the United States of America has led to massive international inflation, thanks to printing too many additional dollars. Shib's bizarrely high supply makes its tokens cheap. The fact that it's not even rare for someone to hold 10 million tokens is proof enough of this. So, what do we do about it? Well, the serious mess of the supply doesn't necessarily have to mean the end of the world for Shiba Inu, because fortunately there's such a thing as burning tokens. This isn't exactly the same thing as literally setting dollars on fire, but it has much the same result. In short, by placing a certain number of tokens into a dead-end wallet with no way to return from, those tokens are effectively destroyed, as no one can access them ever again. It's a great way of ensuring that the price of the tokens remaining in the supply rise. In fact, it's the single best way to make sure that your token's price will continue to rise over time. The only problem here is that the supply is so massive, so completely huge, that for there to be anywhere near the realistic amount of demand for the price to shoot to the moon, about 500 trillion tokens need to be removed. Maybe that sounds easy enough, but it's not, because the tokens are largely owned by whales and other users. And if you ever try to get someone to torch their cash, you'll know that it's easier said than done. There are projects that are helping though, such as the Oshiverse, the NFT-based play-to-earn card game that will be released later this year by PlaySat Games, which will let people burn $100 worth of Shib to name their unique token. Of course, I have to mention Bigger Entertainment as well, which goes by the title of the first crypto record label. Bigger Entertainment is hosting regular online live streaming burn parties, where entry is sold via tickets for a few bucks at a time, payable in Shib. The total Shib amassed on ticket sales is then burned as part of the party. So far, these have proven to be very popular, with each party resulting in a burn of hundreds of millions of tokens. The only problem is that 100 million tokens is still only 10% of a billion, and a billion is only 0.1% of a trillion, and there are 500 trillion Shiba Inu tokens to destroy. I'm not going to do the math again, but suffice it to say, at the rate that we're going, it'll take decades to get the supply down low enough, which is why if you want your 10 million tokens to be worth anything substantial by 2025, you'd better start burning them soon, Shib Army. You can do it. You can make Shiba Inu the greatest crypto in the world, but you'd better start now. Would you be willing to burn a few tokens so that the others you hold will increase in value? Let me know in the comment section below. And by the way, if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to this channel with the notification bell turned on so that you never miss out on some important information that I might have for you. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.